Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock, and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. We're back on the Ninja account. Been a while, hasn't it, guys? Um, Not much has been happening. So, I don't even really remember what I said in my last video, but um, the reality is I don't want to just put out videos that are just, hey, I'm still leveling. Yep, still leveling. And basically that's all I've been doing. I've been grinding champions. Um, and I today managed to get my my next 6-star. As you can see here, I'm about to get these rewards too. I'm not gonna, let's see, using at least one force champion. That's gonna be a challenge for me. But upgrade a weapon to level 8. That's pretty easy to do. Let's just take a look and see if we have anything really good. I didn't see anything there. So speed and accuracy on a weapon. Do we have anything that's 5 stars with speed and accuracy? Yes, we do. Anything with better stats than these? That is a weapon. No. So I think I will go with this guy. Take that up to 8. Nice. All right. So, all I have to do is win some classic arena battles using a force champion in the team, which the only reason I say that's challenging is because I don't have a lot of force champions on the roster right now. Yeah, like Mordecai. Mordecai is going to have to be the guy that I throw in on a team randomly and hope that we can just beat it. So, I'm going to do that one off camera. I know it's only 3 victories, but I was hoping to get good refresh there, you know, some stuff that's a little easier to beat, but most of these teams look pretty challenging for me, so maybe this one, but I don't know who I cut. Drop the decreased defense, I guess. Let's see if we can pull this off. I'm actually going to take it off auto because I realize it's going to use the wrong abilities that I don't want them to use. Losing that increased attack does bite, and I think it's going to be too much. Yeah. Worth a shot, but not into that team. But off camera, I'll lose a couple. We'll go down a rank. We'll get some easier teams. This one might be reasonable. Oh. They went first, so a little bit harder there. But losing that decreased defense makes it even more challenging. Yeah. So, okay, but what has been happening? Well, we did 6-star Claude. As you can see here, that just happened. I've been leveling him up while also getting masteries for him, as you can see here. Already fully booked, at least where it matters. So I am excited to get him in rotation and start using him. I haven't given much thought to who would be next. I do think Herndig is viable. I honestly think Armiger is probably the best answer. Heffrack is very viable as well. I think I rebuilt Heffrack's build recently to try and make him a little... Oh, no, that's what it was. I got a crit damage amulet for him. You can see I've been farming a lot of dungeons. I've been farming a lot, and I've in doing so gained some resources and rewards. We did complete the Loki stuff, which is gone now, but I did complete the Loki stuff. You can tell that by the 5-star blessing on him, which I haven't picked the blessing yet. Now, I've said this before. The team I want to go with is Haikatoon into Loki, into AoE decreased defense, into Heffrak for Arena. But we're not there yet with the Heffrak. Level 50 Heffrak isn't going to cut it, I don't think, as a solo Arena champion, even if he is in Savage, because, you know, even my hardest hitting Arena guys, let's see, 3,260, 3,279. Maybe he's not. I mean, the thing is, I want him to be a lot better than what they are, right? So even though we're close to 3,000 in attack, our crit damage is higher, but still very low for what I'd want it to be. Unfortunately, we just don't have great... We didn't get great rolls on some of this gear. Some of it doesn't have crit rate on it at all. So if I can find a way, and I think I actually did finally get crit damage gloves with crit rate. So, like, there's a potential for a build here, but I'd have to make up another 30-some crit rate to make that work right now. So we're just not there yet to make... And then, of course, booking Heffrak will be a thing as well. I will say, if I go this route, maybe I go Haikatoon with somebody else. Maybe I keep Ninja, because Heffrak self-buffs, and we're counting on this buff in order to do damage. So we may be able to capitalize that and not use an increased attack champion, but Loki could also block active skills, lock the enemy out, potentially. So we could also bring Polymorph there. So 5-star Polymorph may help me. I just don't know. We're going to play around with that, but that is kind of the plan. But Claude is leveled up and ready to go. Masteries, I want to talk about this really, really briefly. So the masteries that were recommended on Hell Hades had you going accuracy all the way down to Sniper and Master Hexer. His only debuff is decreased crit rate. And this is a great debuff. I cannot see a reason I would be counting on this for content. Like, I don't think it's a must-have debuff that I'm going to put a bunch of masteries into to make it better. I would much rather improve his shielding. This is my opinion. But I would much rather improve his shielding, his turn meter. By the way, like, we're not in a speed-tuned team, so I'm okay with rapid response and cycle of magic. Lore of Steel to improve our HP, you know, improve our stats, right? And then obviously working down here towards War Master. So we're going to continue grinding that out. But let's talk about missions, because this was a big stopping point for missions, was to get a 4th 6-star, which we did, and we were able to progress up to this point in Fire Knight. Now, from this point on, I don't see anything that's super challenging. This is actually the hardest one I have to do right now. Fire Knight. Claude is going to be 60 here pretty soon. Spider, we're able to farm at a well enough area. 4 champions to level 6 of Ascension. This one's a little bit of a challenge. We'll talk about it in a second. Clan Boss, we're fine. And then fusing Relic Keeper. Now, when it comes to the ascending of Claude, we're in kind of a pickle right now. We are very, very limited on our resources for Claude. So we would need 10 of the big magic ones, and of course arcane ones as well. Let's see, this would be... So we are like 3 short if I pushed everything to the limit, which I have no intention of doing. Wednesday is when the keep opens up again. Opens this Wednesday. Now, those of you that are very keen-eyed are going to see that I have 2 keeps open right now. So I had about 2,200 gems at the start of this video. or not, sorry, not at the start of the video, at the start of this evening, and I basically decided that I would, because I got Claude the 60 after reset, just with the way, because of the fusion and everything, I didn't want to wait a whole another week to continue progressing missions. It just did not make sense to me, so I went ahead and opened the Void Keep. Now, it is quite expensive. That was 300 gems. Very expensive. Not something I would ever recommend for you guys to do. But because I hadn't made a video in a while, I decided to push it a little bit. I'll make those gems up pretty quickly. It's not a huge setback of any kind, and it allowed me to do one of the later missions, which was to get 5 superior void potions. Did that, and now I'm all caught up. Now this is actually proving to be quite difficult. If you remember, the easiest stage for me to farm Fire Knight on is stage 10 right now, but I did a little experiment, and I said, okay, well, we know stage 13 is super tough because of the affinity issue, which I've talked about a lot, but the majority of my roster is magic, and this is force affinity. So if you look at the little magic triangle here, force affinity is more powerful against magic affinity, and I'm weak hitting, and it's just very underperforming on that stage. But the next stage is spirit. Magic, good against spirit, right? So I went ahead and tested it. It does have a small issue with Armiger potentially dying. If he dies, the wave fails, and he may die. Sorry, if he dies, the fight fails. He may die on the waves. But I made some tweaks to his gear to make him a little tankier, and I think maybe I've resolved it a little bit. So, as you can see, it 1 minute 24, 67 turns. I'm happy with it. Very, very much so. And I do think I can auto on this stage, which gives me a better chance because I can get 4 to 6 star gear, which does give me better odds because I need 5 or 6 star artifacts to complete this particular mission. Now, as badly as I want to use my passive energy to farm Minotaur, which, by the way, I haven't been using a lot of passive energy to farm because RSL Helper's been down due to the reset. But instead of using it to farm Minotaur, I'm going to use it to farm Fire Knight. That way I can progress this mission, knock the rest of these out, and go ahead and get some legendary books, which we really need for Ninja, and then go ahead and get even closer to Arbiter. So we're on a pretty good pace here. I am pretty excited about it, and we just want to keep on moving to get there. Now, fusing Relic Keeper might take a little bit of time, and I'm not talking a very long time, just a little bit of time for me to get all the pieces in place for Relic Keeper, right? I got to level one of these up to 4 stars, same, and then I have a Justicar already fused, so just level and fuse them into Relic Keeper. So that's probably going to take me a day to do once I get to that area of the game. Other than that, nothing too interesting. We're still farming dungeons on the same stages. I've just been grinding away, using my energy to the best of my ability. And I've been doing a lot of spider, which is why I have so many of these, right? I've been doing a lot of spider to try and do exactly this. Get caught up on some artifacts. And if you'll notice, very few 4-star because I sold it all. That's why I have 16 million. I had 18 earlier today. Like I said, I rebuilt some gear on some people. But yeah, I have 16 million silver, and aside from building Claude, I don't really have any more that I need to do right now. So very, very happy with my silver count, obviously. And we're just going to keep on moving on. Now, I was talking earlier about who I think my next 6-star is going to be. Obviously, we have Maneater. I do think Ursula's a very viable option. Um, hmm. There's also High Katoon if I felt like I needed to go that route. Mostly, I'm just going to use High Katoon for the aura. I don't know that I necessarily need to really build her out that badly. Ursula really seems like the best candidate. I don't. The big question is, because I love Ursula. I think Ursula is amazing. Um, the question becomes like, where does she fit into my current teams though? And if she fits into them, does she make them better? So, for example, this team, she has decreased defense on the A1, or not. Sorry, not decreased defense. She has decreased turn meter on the A1, and she makes my champions hit quite a bit harder. But whose spot does she take? I mean, honestly, Venomage is kind of crucial to this team because when I get to the final stage, he does get a couple of turns, and I need that heal reduction. So maybe replacing Tayrel and reviving anybody that dies, could be good. I'm not so sure where she fits in, but let's think clan boss here. So if I was making a clan boss team, obviously these three are in it. Now we have Claude, and then we currently have Tayrel. Um, but Tayrel's a little bit redundant. We'd be using him for the aura, the increased defense aura, but I don't know if there perhaps wouldn't be somebody better to use in that role. Perhaps a better aura or a more consistent decrease attack and increase attack because I'm losing that. And that's going to impact my damage quite a bit. Plus a strengthen. Granted, it's not going to last super long, but could be pretty good. Yeah. I am undecided on that. I do also at some point want to build Rowan here as just a better Kayle. Basically. I mean, that's the easiest way to put it. Guaranteed, when booked, these poisons are 100%. These poisons are 50%. And this is a 3-turn cooldown versus a 4-turn cooldown. So just a direct upgrade over Kayle, basically. Minus the smaller A1 poisons, but the reality is that with this being on a 3-turn cooldown, at the right speeds, we'll probably have a full debuff bar anyways. So those A1 poisons would probably be less utilized. Not to mention that this would also kind of pair well with Venomage on different affinities because of the heal reduction and the passive, because it's enemies under heal reduction debuffs deal 15% less damage. It doesn't say by this champion, so Rowan's heal reduction debuff on the A1, which has a pretty high chance of landing at when booked it's 70%, could give me an additional way to decrease the clan boss damage. So I'm actually really intrigued by this champion. I remember I was a little not impressed when we first pulled Rowan, but grown on me quite a little bit here as I've looked over the kit and who I have on the team in general right now. So, but we should have not. Yeah, no, this coming weekend, we should have some type of 2x. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if I'll have any shards for it even, but we should have some type of summoning event coming up here pretty soon that will, give me an opportunity to get back, maybe get some new champions to work with that may fill those niche roles that I'm really looking for. I think a support right now, like a real true to form support, would be really handy. I mean, Claude is filling that role to the best of his ability for the moment, but just kind of pausing and thinking here. But like short term, it's these 4 plus probably Tayrel for the aura. But long term, Rowan takes Kael's spot, which, by the way, is going to be very, very good for Kael. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. And then the defense aura. I don't know that anybody is really better right now than Tayrel for the team. This has become, I was very intrigued by both early on, but it's kind of redundant, the kit now. Because the increased accuracy I get from Claude while also getting increased speed and a shield. So I think that's a little bit better. I really like Tayrel's aura, although a HP aura could be strong too, because it increases the shield of Claude. So really, really hard to say right now, but excited for the opportunity to progress. Does Frenzy? It's in dungeons. Oh, Frenzy was really... I just clicked that Frenzy might be a really good option. But the aura is in dungeons. Would really like to see that in all battles, because that would give me an option to replace Tayrel. For Clan Boss specifically, we're talking here. I really like the aura, that deep defense increase, and then I get, more opportunities for decreased attack and decreased defense. Tricky, but I'm going to keep working on it, keep playing and seeing what pops up over time. I think for now, I'm going to actually work towards Armiger as my next 6-star. I don't have any other single target turn meter control outside of Armiger, so I really think Armiger just makes the cut, plain and simple. And I'm about to get some better gear here pretty soon, so hopefully we get some pretty decent Slayer gear. And if we do... I mean, it's doubtful, but maybe if I can get good crafting and get good results from the crafting, I might actually be able to do Heffrakin Slayer, which would be pretty good. I'd have to get a 6-piece, but 30% ignored defense when using AoE skills would stack pretty well with this. Oh, let me talk about real quickly why Rowan replacing Kael would be a big improvement, by the way. So Kael is one of my best nukers on the account right now. It's kind of like AoE nukers, right? It's between Kael, Heffrak, right? But he's only 50, and Ninja. But what I love about Kael right now is severely nerfed by my own doing. I'm basically holding back Kael's potential because I have to keep lifesteal gear on, right? That's a big part of the way my team is built for Clan Boss. They keep themselves alive because I don't have a healer and I don't have leech. So, because of that, if I take Kael out of the Clan Boss team and put the lifesteal gear over on Rowan, for example, Well, now Kale all of a sudden can be built to do way more damage in Arena, which could be more beneficial to me right now because I really need that extra damage. I just don't hit hard enough where I can clear a full wave. Now, eventually, Heffrack would replace that, but we have a long journey before Heffrack really comes online. 0 legendary books. Haven't had any legendary books for a while. We've had a total of 3 legendary books on the account, period, since we've started the account. And just a quick recap where we are daily wise. We are coming up on 2 months. First legendary book. I mean, we have what? We have Advanced Quest legendary book in a couple of days. So that's going to help. And then we do have some more legendary books nearby. But hopefully, if I can get into Nightmare Ultimate Chest, we can start getting some extra books. Now, that's a big ask, by the way. I'm not expecting to do that tomorrow or anything like that. But we are... So my keys are a little messed up right now. I had to jump clans temporarily with this guy, so I'm still... And then, of course, Force Affinity, which is my worst, so that's a little off right now, but I think we're going to... In the next coming days, we're going to be able to really improve the team. So, and see how that works. We'll put in Tyrell in the Aura spot. We'll put Claude in there and see what kind of performance we can get. But Claude's ready to go, right? We just need to finish the Ascension parts. We'll do a little bit of that farming on Wednesday. I'll probably use him even at 3-star Ascension. And then see how it works. And hopefully the shield's going to be big enough, right? Oh, wait, no, we do still need more books on him. I'm sorry, I keep saying he's fully booked, but we need 2 more books on him. I was supposed to... No, I did use all my books. So I need those I've gained since the last Clan v Clan, but I may use them outside of Clan v Clan because we really need to get him online. And that being currently on a 4-turn cooldown is not ideal with what we want. So that's a big part of the build that we're going with, right? We want that shield up as much as possible. We don't have any extension, but you know, we still want to try and get that up as much as possible. I touched on this briefly, by the way. Yeah, masteries, I didn't understand. You know, I really want lasting gifts. If we can get that that shield extended, right, that's going to be really good for us, right? Because it's a 3-turn shield on a 3-turn cooldown if lasting gifts goes off. That's not 100% of the time. We're not going to, you know, it's only 30%, but if it happens, that's going to be good for us, right? So, all right. Well, I feel like I've pretty much said everything I need to say. I know my content has dropped off a little bit, guys. I plan to get back on the horse. I just kind of took a big break this weekend. Very, very satisfying, much needed break. And I don't like making content that's just filler, you know. Oh, still leveling, right? I don't want to do that. I want to give you substantial updates relating to the account. So I'm going to try to find some more filler content. Had a bit of a writer's block. If there's questions you have, if you would like me to make a video, if you just want to say like, hey, I'm curious about X, or how do I beat this, or how do I do that, post them in the comments. I need the help. I need the ideas, because right now I don't have many ideas for videos. So, and I'm so bogged down in this fusion across 2 accounts too. So if you guys want me to make something, you let me know, and I'll put that content out for you guys as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, if you like my content, please consider subscribing. It is the best way to support me right now. And also, if you want to support me just a little bit further, feel free to leave a like or a comment below. That's going to help me as well. Anyways, take care, guys. I will see you on the next video.